Alrighty, guys, welcome back. Earlier, we were talking about the South Carolina versus Iowa game, and now we're just going to be touching on a little bit about the viewership of this game and games previous. But before we do that, I just wanted to remind you guys to like and follow the show. We get a number of questions from viewers that come in during the show, so to ensure that your question gets read on the air, I ask that you use the tips and donation link with your question. The tips and donation link is GSMCPodcast.net. This just puts your question at the top of the list so that I can see it, and it just also really helps the show. So, alrighty.
Hello again.
Hello.
I was just looking up some information. So while we're on break, I just wanted to see what was last year's numbers. And the 2023 NBA Finals were watched by an average of 11.64 viewers in the United States. Meaning more people watched this game and the other game than last year's NBA Finals. That's the reason why I'm like, I wanted to look this up just to see comparable how they did versus the NBA Finals, showing that there's room. First, before we get to that part, Caitlin Clark has brought a lot of eyes to women's basketball.
Yeah.
And that is such a good thing. You're looking at setting records. Her last two games are two of the highest viewed women's sporting events in history. And more people should realize that. When I talk to people who are not Caitlin Clark fans, I always say, listen, whether you like her or you don't like her, she's good for women's sports.
Yes.
She's bringing the women from LSU, the women from South Carolina have extra view. People know who they are strictly because of they turned in to watch Caitlin Clark and learned about Reese or learned about Johnson or Don Staley. You know, people didn't know about them, but this woman is putting eyes on them. So now, next year, maybe you're a little curious about, okay, what is Iowa going to be like now that Caitlin Clark's gone? Maybe I'm going to watch a couple Iowa games. Is LSU going to be different? How is South Carolina going to do? And maybe it raises up college basketball. Maybe Caitlin Clark and Reese all going to the WNBA. Maybe next year, people are looking to tune into them. What do you say to that?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. And it definitely, since Caitlin Clark is going into the WNBA draft, I feel like the WNBA viewership is going to go up as well. So I don't know if it'll be like college basketball. I don't know if the viewership will be as big as it was these past two games, but I definitely feel like viewership is going to be a lot higher than it usually is because of what Caitlin Clark has done for women's college basketball.
That's the question that I have, because sometimes you have that person that everyone is drawn to. And the minute they're gone, everyone forgets about everything else.
Yeah.
I hope that's not the case.
I do too, absolutely. Yeah.
I really hope that's not the case, because a lot of times with a lot of female athletes in the past, especially Olympic athletes, they capture the world or they capture American viewers during the Olympics, and then the minute the Olympics are over, they're forgotten. I'm hoping that Caitlin can kind of bring this on, to carry this on to the WNBA. That's the reason why when people talk about Big Three and her playing in the Big Three, that just brings more eyes to the WNBA and the women's college game. The fact is, Caitlin has made just her star has shined so bright that she's been in two of the biggest, most viewed games in the history of women basketball. maybe even more than that, because March Madness as a whole, women's March Madness as a whole, from what I've been seeing, has been getting blockbuster numbers. And I hope that carries over. I'm loving being able to talk about women's basketball and women's sports in general, because it's so not done enough. And to have someone, this isn't an Olympic sport this time. This is someone who's going to be in the WNBA, and I'm hoping that it'll carry over to the WNBA.
Yes, I did too.
So I just wanted
Really
to
do.
say that. Anything else you wanted to
Yeah.
say about this? Because you were into this.
I just think it's great that that this game and the game before was the most watched college basketball game on ESPN Plus. I think that's great because women's sports definitely does not get the recognition that it deserves. And it's nice that it's getting at least like a little sprinkle of recognition. It definitely still needs more than what it's getting, but I'm very happy. I'm very happy with that.
When you're talking about 11.64 million people watched the NBA Finals last year, it wasn't the most exciting, and this one did what, almost 15 million?
Yes. Peaking at
That's
17 million. Yeah.
peaking at 17. That is huge. And I'm really hoping, we'll see, but keep hoping that this
Yeah.
carries on. I will
Yeah.
definitely be following her and seeing how her career advances. I'm really hoping that she takes that big three money and goes and play in the big three, just to have some fun,
Yeah.
and to pad the wallet as well. I think she gets
Yeah.
$5 million for 10 games.
Sign me up.
That's a $500,000 a game to shoot some J's. I'm saying go
Sign me
for
up. I'll shoot some hoops. I won't be good, but I'll take that $5 million.
it. No one is paying me
Make it out
$5
to
to play
cash.
basketball. Listen, you can Venmo. You can
Venmo,
send
Cash
me.
App, PayPal.
You can pay me in top ramen noodles. No one's paying to watch me play basketball. I'm gonna keep it real. There's things I'm
Yeah.
good at. Basketball was not one of my strong suits. I'm
No
gonna
one would
be
be.
honest.
No one will be
Oh,
paying me money to play basketball either.
all right.
Standing at
Listen.
4'11".
4'11" and 3/4. That
And a
is.
half. And a half. It's important.
All right. Transitioning from you playing basketball to other people playing basketball.
Yeah, and
Okay.
LeBron James. Let's talk about him. We're also going to touch a little bit on Bronny James as well. But so the Lakers beat the Cavaliers for a fourth straight win and move into the eighth in the West. The Lakers can count on Anthony Davis and LeBron James to bring it nightly, but when the team gets a third player in the offensive mix, they become so much more dangerous. Saturday afternoon, D'Angelo Russell scored 28 on 11 of 17 shooting. The Lakers topped 3, scored 74, and the Lakers took care of business against the stumbling Cavaliers 116-97. With the win, the Lakers move into the number 8 seed in the West, still in the play-in, but only having to win 1 of 2 games to advance to the playoffs proper, as opposed to winning 2 in a row for the 9 out of 10 seeds. The Lakers have looked the best they have all season of late, with strong defense and good size with Ryu
I don't have what
Hachimura.
Rui Hashimura. Okay, sorry, I forgot what you're
In the
saying. Yeah.
starting lineup, the Lakers went 5-1 on their big late road trip, then came home and beat the Cavaliers with a professional outing. The Cavaliers are now 1-3 on their measuring stick road trip through the West, and while they technically are still the number 3 seed in the East, this team is not scoring anyone right now. Donovan Mitchell had 10 points of 4 of 13 shooting, while Evan Mobley and Max Strus combined to shoot 4 of 14. Darius Garland carried the Cavaliers with 26 points, but it is tough to watch the Cavaliers get pushed around by the Lakers, reminiscent of what the Knicks did to the Cavaliers in the playoff a year ago. So,
Okay, and give an update since this came out. I think this was written on Friday. The Cavaliers are now in the number 5 seed, and the Lakers have slid to the number 9 seed. So they didn't play, but other teams played, and so they're the number 9 seed. The fact of the matter is, the Lakers are peaking at the right time. The D'Angelo Russell has started to come on. LeBron is playing some of the best basketball he has played this year or at any time, even though he's 235 and a half years old. And then Anthony Davis. Listen, LeBron got drafted. He was hooping with a peach basket. Now look at him. I'm just saying, he's been there forever. And he's still doing it at such a high level. It is
still
crazy.
Breaking records too, yeah.
Yes. Anthony Davis, you can call him street clothes all you want. Because they used to call him street clothes because he was always injured all the time, but he's always in street clothes. This is Anthony Davis is playing. His health has been the best his health has been since being with the Lakers. Old man LeBron is young man LeBron. They're playing well, they're balling, which makes it easier for them being in the play-in when they're going to be in the play-in tournament. But the fact is, no one wants to see the Lakers. No one wants to see the Lakers with them starting to peak at this time. When you start looking at it, and you tell me, let's say if the Lakers were to get in, and let's say they drew Minnesota, I like that Laker matchup in the playoffs, a 1-8 matchup in the playoffs where if they got in. The team I don't like them against is Denver. If the Lakers got in and they drew into the playoffs after the play-in tournament and they drew Denver, that'd be a different story. I don't think they can handle Denver. But everyone else, I like the Lakers against them. And so, like I said, the Lakers are peaking well. They're doing what they need to do to win games and to come together as a team right before the playoffs. That's huge in my book. You understand? You agree? You don't want to be that team that peaks early and then stumbles into the playoffs. Kind of like I think about this with football. The Philadelphia Eagles stumbled into the playoffs, just loss after loss after loss. The Lakers are rolling into the playoff on a hot streak, on an 8-game winning streak, where they're getting great play from Rui Hachimura, D'Angelo Russell. They're getting play off the bench. They have size. They're peaking at the right time. I absolutely love it. So yeah. I just wanted to touch on that a little bit. I know we have a shortened segment, so I was going to give you room to go into our next comment.
Yes.
Not comment, but area.
Yeah, so now we're going to be touching on Bronny James because, right, he's going in. It's a complicated thing, right? He's going to the draft, but he's staying in school and going into the transfer portal. I don't know.
Okay. So he's going into the transfer portal. The transfer portal means he's open to transferring to a new school.
Yes.
But he also declared for the draft, meaning that he may be going into the draft. They're going to start looking at where he could end up going in the draft. And then they'll determine if they're gonna stay or if they're gonna go back into college. If once they start doing their kind of checking things out and seeing will he be a first round pick
Mm-hmm.
or where is he gonna land? That'll determine. If not, he's gonna stay in school and transfer and
Mm-hmm.
leave USC.
Mm-hmm.
It's unfortunate to me. His college career was a dud, and it's not from. I don't look at it as he's not a good player or wasn't good enough.
Mm-hmm.
He's a victim of circumstance. He went to USC. He was super excited about going to USC. And then he had the cardiac arrest incident
Yeah.
where, cardiac arrest is your heart stops.
Mm-hmm.
So he was not able to prepare for the season and get ready for the season or play the way you would kind of want him to play.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And tell me this, if you're a coach and you have LeBron James's son, and before the season has even started that he had a heart condition where his heart stopped,
Yeah.
are you a little reluctant to play him more?
I would say yes. Yeah.
And that's where I kind of see it as it's a tough place for a coach to be where the situation. Are
Mm-hmm.
you going to play this guy? He's the son of maybe the greatest basketball player to have ever lived.
Mm-hmm.
We have spotlights on him every day, not every week, every day.
Yeah.
Are you the coach? You're in a really tough place because if you don't play him every day, you're going to be asked, why isn't Bronny playing? How is his health? What's going on? Or, no, we're not playing him. Why aren't you playing Bronny? Is he really sick? Is this the issue?
Mm-hmm.
There's too much. His life at USC never had a chance to take off.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very curious to see. This is now where things are at. I'm very curious to see, will someone draft him? Because here's the reason why. I don't know if he would be drafted, being honest. If he was Bronny Smith, would he be a draft pick right now? No, I don't think he would be.
Mm-hmm.
But that's Bronny James, LeBron James's son.
Yeah.
And when you look at it, is coming up to being a free agent.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron has already said he is going to be he wants to play with his son. And if it takes him leaving the Lakers and going to another team, then so be it. But he wants to play with his son.
Right.
So
So does that mean that the Lakers are gonna take a chance and draft Bronny so they don't lose LeBron, or
yes,
what's
that's
gonna
kind of
happen?
that's the conversation piece. If
Yeah.
you're like the New York Knicks or
Mm-hmm.
you're another team that has a higher draft pick and hey, Ronnie is a talent, maybe 2, 3 years away from being an NBA caliber player, but we can draft him, work with him, and on the backside, we can get LeBron James for, if you look at LeBron's numbers, LeBron's worth having on any team. Any
Yeah.
team in the NBA is a better team with LeBron James on it.
Mm-hmm.
So you draft Bronny, you just added a player for your future, but you get LeBron James now. LeBron James comes to your team, you're instantly better. You
Mm-hmm.
don't think the Philadelphia 76ers putting Joel Embiid together with LeBron or Milwaukee or Golden State or look at any of these teams, Miami, Cleveland, all these teams out here have a chance to draft Bronny with the possibility of getting his dad as well,
Mm-hmm.
makes Bronny incredibly attractive.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm drafting Bronny coming off the health scare and and that his college career wasn't that great. Are you drafting him? No. But when you look at his numbers and you look at how well he's played, he has the ability to turn into a decent player. I don't think he'll ever be anywhere in the ballpark with it as his dad is. But I do
Mm-hmm.
think he's good enough to be an NBA player and a part of a team. So you get Bronny and you may even get LeBron too. I think people are going to draft him.
Yeah.
If you're a team, if you're a team on you're one player away from contending for a championship.
Mm-hmm.
Like we are talking about the 76ers with Joel Embiid. You wouldn't go out if you had an early pick and pick LeBron's son, knowing that
Yeah.
you're going to get LeBron.
Yes. Yes.
Absolutely, you're getting
Absolutely.
LeBron.
Yes.
So that's why it is interesting because I don't think the whole transfer portal part even matters. I
Mm-hmm.
think Bronny is turning pro, and because I think he's going to be a first round pick.
Mm-hmm.
if you're anywhere if you're anywhere outside of the top 5 picks, I'm is it I'm taking Bronny. After the top 5 picks,
Mm-hmm.
if I'm number 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10,
Mm-hmm.
and I know I can go out and get a LeBron James,
Yeah.
I'm doing it.
Yeah.
I'm doing it. Maybe even some of the earlier ones
Mm-hmm.
because of what you can get. It's worth it. It's
Yeah.
worth it to me to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Had to throw that part in there.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, with that, we are going to take a quick little break, and when we come back, we're going to be talking about how the Chiefs have a serious opportunity to return to Dallas. So make sure you guys stick around, and we will be back in a minute.